Hey, and we're back again for a brand new episode of Unsecured, Insecure, or Insecure, Unsecure, excuse me. We are here with Miss Nira Muhammad and Lise Winnie. We're going to get into episode 7 because episode 7 had me feeling some kind of way. I don't know. I was just telling Nira this. I don't know how I feel about episode 7 because I feel like it's going down a pathway that I don't want to go down. And I don't really
Oh.
like it. So, to kind of recap it, we got a chance to really get the girls back together. So all the girls came together. Like we get a retreat every year. It was an indoor retreat. They stayed at Issa's house. They did not leave. They played a game. I don't remember what was the name of the game.
Question in the hat?
Yeah, question in the head. That's it.
Yep.
Which opened up the portal to hell, I guess. I
Have you ever
don't know.
I've never played that.
I think that's something they made. I've never played it either. Is that a thing? Is it a real game?
I never heard of it.
I would play it. I don't have a problem with playing that game, but they say it opens up a second dimension and it just puts Mercury in retrograde and all of them other things start to happen. But this episode, we got to see the girls come back together. Tiffany is perhaps leaving to Denver, so we may see Tiffany make an exit. Perhaps that's where the spinoff comes from. Maybe she goes to Denver and starts a new life there. We got a chance to hear Daniel's name
I
pop
was
up.
so happy. You know, I was screaming.
That's
I
what I
was
said.
screaming. I'm like, yes.
I knew it. I was like, she is probably so happy right now. But Daniel didn't make an appearance, but his name did. So we got a chance to at least hear his name. And they finally admitted he was the most attractive ex that Issa has had. And then we got to see Molly kind of like evolve and show her friends where she's going in this in a relationship. Perhaps
Mhm.
she's gonna make the first move. And we got to see Lawrence kind of come back into the picture because Issa had a weak moment, but it looks like Nathan is the top dog. Nathan is gonna, it seems like gonna end up with Issa, which I feel some kind of way about that. I'm not sure if this is where we will end up. And we got to see Lawrence and Condola kind of like rekindle something. What are your thoughts? Let's start with Issa and Nathan. What are your thoughts on them?
I don't think that their relationship is gonna last. I still don't think it's gonna last.
I do.
I just you do? Oh
Mhm.
gosh. I mean, I think that she's gonna realize that she's not in love with him. I think he's a seat filler. I think he's just someone who she cares about. And I think that he was a rebound. I felt like he's a rebound. He's always been a rebound to me.
But he said he loved her.
I know, but the moment that Lawrence called, because she was thinking about calling Lawrence the night before,
Mhm.
Molly told her to wait and see if sober Issa wants to
Wanted.
call him. It was just too much like right for him to call right after Nathan finally said, "I love you."
True. Do you think Molly is a, because this is the first time I looked at Molly. Like you've been saying it all along, but this is the first time I looked at Molly like, really, Molly? Like, just kind of let her feel this out.
Who knows what would have happened if she would have called him, because he was clearly thinking about her. Clearly
Right.
thinking about her. That's why I personally didn't feel like something was being rekindled between him and Condola. I think for him, it was a
No.
moment where it was more of to me, it's more of mutual respect and coming to this place where it's like, you know what? This was messy, but we can do this. We can co-parent. We can get along. I want you to be happy. You want me to be happy. I don't feel like he rekindled anything because all it did was rekindle his feelings for Issa.
True.
It didn't
True.
rekindle anything for her. Who was he thinking about? He got the moment it looked a little saucy, he was like, "Let me grab my jacket and go." And I love that he did that. I love that he didn't do what sometimes I guess the baby dad does, where they come and try to console you, and then before you know it, y'all had sex, and you're like, "What the fuck
I
just
felt
happened?"
like that's where it was going. I thought that's why he stayed. I felt like he was fixing the IKEA furniture. He was like, well, let me fix the roof. Like it was just anything to
And I
say.
didn't get that vibe from him. I got the vibe that he was like, "You know what? Like I'm here. I don't have anything to do. Like let me just help out." I didn't get the "I want to fuck you" vibes from him.
You didn't? The way
I
she kept
didn't.
looking at
Now
him
maybe
and
maybe from her, but I'm saying from
okay.
him, from Lawrence, I didn't get that. I got I just want to be like a stand-up guy for my kid, and maybe for a second But I think he realized like, no, she's not who I want. And if he
Okay.
were to go down that road with her, he would have to be serious. Like, it's no
Okay.
coming back from that. Like, you have to be serious if you're gonna even try to go down that road with Condola because the stakes are too high.
I agree. I agree. But I think that we are in a place now with Insecure that there's no going back. So wherever they start to end up, because we have 3 episodes left, I
Yeah.
feel like we're going down a path. Well, I technically 2, because next week will be 8. So you have so I'm like, I don't know. It's gonna be very hard for them to break off with Nathan because Nathan appears to be in this upcoming episode, and it
Oh,
looks
he's
like
very
he's
much
kind of
so.
like moved in, and
But
we
she looked so unsure. I felt like I don't think that he's it for her. I truly think that she will be settling because she doesn't want to be alone. I
okay,
don't feel like he's her soulmate. Even in that moment of being drunk, the guy that you're thinking about when you're drunk said that says a lot. And she was not thinking about. She was talking about Nathan sober when she was still sober. Once she was
true.
throwing back that Ciroc, she was thinking about Lawrence. She wanted to reach out to Lawrence. Saucy Issa wanted Lawrence and sober. Let's be real, because she was hurt. She got up and went to the cookies. Like, she was more hurt when she was discussing Lawrence than she was when she was talking about Nathan not responding to her "I love you."
True. That is very, very true.
I think it's more of an
So
ego thing because nobody wants to say "I love you" to somebody and not hear back, even if you're not necessarily in love. It's like that's just your ego. Like, if I say it, you gotta say it back.
that's true. I don't know why she opened up the can of worms to begin with. Maybe she does. Maybe she is in
I think
love
she
with
loves
Nathan,
him.
like Nathan is in love with her. But maybe it's not like I'm in love with you. Like I love you, like a friend. I
I think she
love
loves him.
you,
Yeah. Yeah.
but not
Very
as
much.
a spouse. And I think maybe you're right. Maybe in this episode she'll learn that he's just not for her because it looks like maybe he's moving in. Maybe he don't have nowhere to go. Maybe we gonna find out that sometimes the guys get lovey dovey when they get evicted, and
They look
they
and then even the little joke she made about her bamboo sheets, like, she stopped and, like, gave him that awkward Issa look. It's
yeah.
like, it was a little cringy moment. It was a little
Okay.
cringy.
So we have to wait and see for the episode, but I feel like right now it looks like that's where they may end up. But when you look at the friendship, where do you think the friendship is going to land? Because we see that Tiffany is on her way out. So what we're left with is now Kelly, Molly, Issa, and Tiffany. Well, she always was kind of to the
Well,
side.
Kelly and Tiffany are closer. So it's like, Molly and Issa, of course, are best friends, and then Kelly and Tiffany are best friends. Kelly is the godmother of Simone and all that good stuff. So I think that'll be interesting for Kelly because Kelly is the one who has such an attachment to Tiffany and vice versa. So I guess we have to wait and see how that pans out. But I thought that was interesting. It's a decent arc, you
Okay.
know, for Kelly or rather Tiffany to be moving, at the end of a season, at the end of a
The
show,
series,
everyone
yeah.
has to have something going on. And that's so realistic because that's what happens in real life. You get
Mhm.
jobs, you get job offers. They met in college. So obviously, her husband is not from LA. He's from Denver because he has family
Mhm.
there. So it just made sense. It definitely made sense. It was
Yeah, and I don't think she would be even if they did a spinoff. I was like, perhaps this is a setup for a spinoff for
Are they doing a
Insecure.
spinoff?
They said that they are looking into spinoffs for Insecure.
Who?
Now, I don't know
Why?
who will get I don't know who will get what, but I said maybe Tiffany and them moving and her trying to like go from this LA lifestyle to Denver.
True.
That could be a huge culture
That
shock for
reminds me of
someone.
Working Moms. Do you watch Working Moms?
I love that show.
Yeah, that reminds me of Anne when Anne moved.
Right? To like the middle of nowhere, like this country town.
Oh god, it was awful. That is one of the best shows.
It threw me off that they were in Canada for a minute. I was like, but I love this. This show is working for
I
me.
mean,
Can
she's literally she lives in Canada, I love that.
yeah,
She's Canadian.
She is, and it's a great show. If you've not watched Working Moms, you definitely need to. But I think that the friendship in this, we really got to see the structure come together, and I think
Yeah.
that this is them ending it for us because we're not going to get another show like the episode like this in this season where all the
Yeah.
girls are together and the whole episode is them. So I think this is the conclusion of the friendship. So they're showing us the evolution of their friendship, where their friendship is leaving off, and I think this is I don't know, we'll see. Well, we might see Tiffany, but I think she's gonna start to make a smaller and smaller
Yeah, I mean, we have
role.
3 episodes left and we're done, so
Yeah, so I don't think she will make a big mark in this. I think Kelly is also probably kind of like on her way out. I think at this
Mhm.
point we're going to see the resolution of Molly's relationship, which is
Yep.
evolving. Do you think that this will go anywhere? What do you think is going to happen with Molly?
Why was I so nervous? I was like, "Oh my gosh." I was nervous, like, as if I was sending a text. I was like, "Oh gosh, what is gonna happen? Like, don't make the first move. Do you make the first move?" I was so conflicted with what I wanted her to do.
Mhm.
I know drunk me would have been like, "Yes, let's text him right now." Sober me is like, "Oh my god,
Maybe.
like what if he doesn't respond like that? What if he's like really just wants to be work friends and he's
Right.
happy to finally have a work friend and now I just made it awkward." I was like, "I don't know." But I'm regardless, I'm hoping that it turns out really well for Molly because that's what I want for her.
I think that we may see it turn out positive. Like I said, I think this will end with a wedding at somebody getting married. I feel like somebody is going to get married in
You
this.
think the last episode is gonna be like a jump? Okay.
I do.
Like Gossip Girl at the end. I don't know if you saw the show, but it jumped 5
No.
years.
Wow.
Mhm.
Now that's a
Like
big jump.
the final episode was literally like present time and then like the last like couple of minutes of the show was like a jump 5 years. So we got to see like where they were. That's how they ended the show out. So it was
Okay.
really but it was like a good closure moment for the show. It was like, oh, like that's how like you know what I mean? It was like it gave you this vision of them 5 years into the future. So I'm curious if the wedding theory will work that way because, 3 episodes is not really a lot of
Not a
time
lot
for
of
a wedding when they haven't even started dating.
right. I think you're right. I don't know if it'll be 5 years, but I think that there will be a jump. We're
Yeah.
gonna end with a wedding, and we're gonna get a resolution for all of the characters in their relationship and their professional life. It appears that Crenshaw somehow makes his way back into this series. So like I said, my prediction was that there will be like it's gonna start all over again. I think the way that she gets rid of Nathan is there will be perhaps a connection with Crenshaw, and then there will be this betrayal of such where because she's not invested, like you said, she's not invested.
I don't think so. I think it's just a matter of getting older and not wanting to be alone and thinking because remember at first she was thinking that Lawrence and Condola were together. So that's even more reason why I just don't feel like she's really invested in Nathan. I think this is just a rebound for Lawrence. That's all it is to me. I I,
Okay, I agree. I
I don't
think
see
that
it.
I think that you're right in a way, but I don't know if sometimes the way that Insecure, because they try to throw you off and shocking things happen. Like look at Lawrence getting Condola pregnant, and like this
That did
may
not throw me
be.
off at all. I actually knew that was gonna happen. So I predicted that one.
But you're a writer. For me, it kind of threw me off a little bit because I was like, what? But I think this could be it. That thing that kind of like throws you off, or maybe this will be the torn between Nathan and Lawrence that they'll try to play us in the last 2 to 3 episodes, and then she'll finally have to make this grand choice, and then we'll see where she ends up. But I just feel like they keep bringing him in closer and closer and closer. And like I said, I think he might be in it. We may end up with Nathan. I think Issa and Nathan perhaps could be it. I was hoping it would be Lawrence,
I
not.
just I cannot see that happening.
I hope it doesn't happen, but you know how sometimes in shows when they get to the end, they know they can piss us off now
Mhm.
because there's no more and they can end it any way they want. And this
They
is
have
wouldn't
to
this be a
break
left
they
turn?
they have to break up the next episode. Like she has to realize that he's not the one for
We've
her.
been saying that 3 episodes.
I know, but I think but I feel like this episode showed us though that he's not the one for her. Again, like it solidified it even more. All
Okay.
those little Lawrence jewels, it's like just building up that tension. I mean, come on. They ended the episode with Lawrence calling her.
She didn't
They
answer.
She did not answer, but they did that for a reason. That's all on purpose. That was all by design. They're building
Okay.
up something. And then think about the fact that they ended the episode with Lawrence calling, but then in the sneak peek, they don't show Lawrence at all.
True. But I think it also in this series, this season is about growth. And they were saying that like she's sometimes he's an inconsistent. Wouldn't the consistent grown up thing to do would be to stay with Nathan?
But I love the fact that for once Tiffany gave her the best advice. Fuck
She,
all of
I
that.
thought so
I was so happy
too.
because I was like, and for me to even not even be Team Lawrence, I was like happy that Tiffany gave her some real advice. Fuck all that. This is your heart we're talking about. This is your life. I do
Right.
not care. Stop. I swear I said this like on my first podcast episode of Queen Talks with Nira. Stop being with people because it looks fucking good on paper or because it's the quote unquote right thing to do. You are settling and you're not going to be happy in the long run. Who cares? Who cares what other people think? I don't give.
Right.
I'm inconsistent. Oh fucking well. Let me be inconsistent. But guess what? I'm not going to be inconsistent and unhappy.
Preach.
She's not
Preach.
happy with Nathan. That woman is settling. You can see it all over her face. Every time she's with him, she's awkward. She's uncomfortable. She can't even be comfortable in her own skin in his presence. It is not going to work. She can be from all she wants to right now, but they are not going to last. It's not. It can't. You can't
I
even be
hope it
yourself.
doesn't.
The woman can't even be herself. Like she's so
True.
fucking awkward. Even in the sneak peek for next week, she's awkward with him.
True.
And then he looks at her like it's just the worst connection I've ever seen in terms of her relationships in the show. Hell, Kelly was right. Just bring Daniel back. Come on, Daniel. And
I thought for a minute, I was like, he going because they said he was on his way. I was like, wait a minute, they're about to lose her mind.
The best part of the whole episode was they were playing that damn game. And Tiffany said that she still masturbates to Derek.
Yep.
And Kelly's response was, well, me too. But bitch, that's your husband. That's weird. She was like, wait, what?
I thought, when I was like, did she just say that out loud?
I paused it. I was like, this has to have gone over so many people's head. I rewinded that. I said, this bitch, she plays too much.
Yeah,
she did not just say
she's nasty.
She masturbates to her best friend's husband. Sometimes that's weird because he's your husband. No, what's weird is that my best friend is masturbating to my husband.
Yeah, she was like, that's nasty that she masturbates to her daggone husband. But I thought I was the only person that caught that, but I was like, that was really funny
so
too. I was like, wait, what happened? what did you say?
I paused it and went and told my husband. I was like, this is so funny. He was like, what? I was like,
have you ever had a friend's spouse that you thought was really attractive, or had somebody you thought your spouse was really attractive to the point where you was like, no, you can't be around them no more? I don't know. I think
I've been the one that people liked that dated other family members, and I was like,
really?
That's fucking gross. Yeah. Okay. But I haven't looked at any of my no. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really normally like the guys that any of my girls date. I just be like,
I agree.
Ew.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Maybe my taste is over here.
Yeah,
and theirs is over there. It's just, I'm not saying this one is better than the other. They're just different.
No, I've never wanted any of their guys. No,
because I would imagine that would be very awkward.
Super awkward. But I've been the one that their guys liked, and that was even more awkward because it's like, shit, do I say something? I did.
Oh, somebody's hit on you?
Oh my God. Like, I had a cousin's husband hit on me. Like,
oh.
Yeah. And I showed her the messages and everything, and she didn't do anything. So,
oh, some people just
don't
learn. But I would, as Tiffany, I would think she would have said something else, but
she just like, what? I think because it's Kelly.
That
It's
is
Kelly.
true.
It's
But no
Kelly.
one takes Kelly. But that was when they were at the table and she was saying, like, the epiphany that she had, that you can have more than what just being the girl, the butt of the jokes. And I would think that they would evolve her character just slightly more. So I don't know, maybe in these next 2 episodes, which I don't think we'll see much of Kelly, but maybe we'll see a little bit more evolution or depth in her character.
Well,
Or
she'll be in the
maybe,
next episode because she's helping Molly with
oh
her
yeah,
mom, her parents and stuff,
that's
and she's
right.
still being silly, even at work.
True, true. No, but I think you're right. So she'll be in this, but I don't think she's gonna be in this episode. Like I said, I think there'll be bits, but I don't think
Yeah.
she'll be in the episode very long. Cause come on, Issa, 30 minutes, like especially for the final season, you could at least given us an hour
Oh
for
my
the
god,
final season.
I would have loved that, or at least like the season finale,
I
show
think
finale, series finale. Sorry, series finale.
but the first episode was 45 minutes. I'm almost certain the final episode will probably be 45 minutes or
I hope
longer.
so. I hope
It's gotta
so.
be. We gotta see everybody finish. Like,
Yeah.
if Issa doesn't end up with Lawrence, we gotta see where Lawrence end up. Even though I think you're now that if I'm putting on a writer's hat, okay, a thinking cap, we wouldn't still be following Lawrence if they were done with him.
They're not.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, the fact that he was calling at the end, and then they don't show us a sneak peek of him in the next episode, that just it says a lot. They're trying to be all mysterious, and something's
Do
going to
you think
happen.
she answered?
Well, she didn't because he got a voicemail, but she better have called him back.
No, I mean, do you think that if he called her back or she called, do you think that they eventually spoke?
Mm-hmm. They
Okay.
have to. They have to.
Maybe they run into each other. I think she's
Well,
gonna wait.
how can she ignore him though? I was like, Issa.
Because she's trying to be an adult. And I think the adult decision would be to stay where you are, be happy with what you have, even though it's settling, like you said, because she's not happy. But that's what adults do. They
That
kind of
sucks. I'm over
settle.
it. I'm not settling anymore. I'm over it. I'm
I
not doing
feel
it.
you. I feel you, but I think
Something
that that's
about
what she
that
thinks.
doesn't sit right with me anymore. Something about settling just doesn't sit right with me anymore. Like, why do we do that? Why? Why do we? I am over living. I mean, existing. I'm over it. I don't want to exist. I want to live. Like that shit
Agreed.
is stupid. Like I'm not living to pay bills and be miserable and die. Like that has to be, that thought is just crazy to me at this point in my life. And I don't know if it just hit me like this year. I don't know what it is. Maybe COVID. It could be so many different things. But I think I've just reached the point in my life where I'm just like, I am so over mediocrity from people, period. I'm over mediocrity.
Agreed. But you just spoke a word. I think we can't just exist. We should live, instead of just existing. But we'll see if they allow Issa to be happy. Because I
I
know
hope so.
everybody wants to.
Has she ever really been happy in the show?
That's a good point. Has she? I don't think so. No.
I see she's getting to her bag in the next episode. She's like, she's doing her corny rip. And she's
She
like,
a rich
she's.
bitch.
I was like, yes. What happened? Where'd the money come from?
Crenshaw. Because remember, you saw a glimpse of him. So
That's
maybe
right.
he rehired her to do something, and he paid her some shitload of money in order to do a party or whatever. So maybe that's what it is.
That's what's up. I'm glad to see her be successful, at least in one area of her life.
But I think you bring up a great point. Issa has never really been happy in this whole thing. Like she's been content.
Yep.
She's been hopeful, but I don't think she's ever been happy. So now maybe that's where we're moving. Maybe that's the growth of Issa. Because I said we haven't seen the same amount of growth from Issa that we have from Molly.
No. I think we started to see her get happy right before Lawrence found out that Condola was pregnant. It was like she got a taste of it and then it went away. And It sucks so bad because he was finally morphing into the man that she had always wanted him to be. And then Condola happened. And then all that time passed of her being alone. And that's why she went to Nathan. Because remember, it was like a year before she even, and that's when she did the ugly cry in his mouth. So I just felt like he was just safe. There. He was someone she already knew. She didn't go out and try to find someone new. I mean, like she went back to the same inconsistent guy from years ago.
That's true. He is just as inconsistent as she is, so maybe that's why they don't need to be. Even though she made him, he's grown too because he's staying. So that is some growth on Nathan's part as well to not flee. So
Yeah, for now.
we'll see. Because I thought he had a kid too, but maybe he didn't. Because I thought in season 4 when he popped up, I could have sworn he said he had a daughter.
I
But
can't even remember because
n-
he's his characters. He's just one of those
no one
characters I
likes him.
just,
No one like, and I don't know how it is because it's not like he's not a bad character.
he's
He
not.
but no one likes him, and I haven't. I think everybody just wants Issa and Lawrence to get back
Or
together. Like
Daniel.
I think everybody just wants Issa and Lawrence to get back together. I think you're right. I don't know. I know that Issa kind of danced around it when somebody asked her about Daniel, but I don't think he coming back because I think
I
he
don't
would
think
have
he's coming
popped up
back.
in this episode.
And I just
I
think
know
that that's just so unfair that we didn't get
she
any
could
more
see
of
him in a
Daniel.
grocery store, like, like in a
How?
just she could walk past him in a bookstore or, a music
Kelly
shop.
Kelly almost became my favorite character in that episode because when she said Slimy, when she whispered Slimy Daniel number, I was like, yes, that would have been me. Slimy Daniel's number. You're done with him. You're done. And then when she said, oh my gosh, she was like, you got me for like Lawrence. When she was on Daniel, I was like, thank you. We all know Daniel is it. Daniel is bae. Like, stop playing. Stop.
And I think they solidified that in this episode.
I
I
was
thought it
like,
was
thank
hilarious
you.
when Tiffany was like, I don't want to hold him again when she was doing her titty pic. I was
I
like,
thought it was
yes.
that was hilarious too. I'm like, yo, they are. I actually really liked this episode. I actually laughed and cried a little bit. I cried a little bit when Tiffany was crying. I don't know why. I was like, why am I emotional right now? So I
Because
like the
we know it's
episode.
ending. Like this is
Yeah,
the end. So when we're hearing her leave, we know this is it. Like we're not
yeah.
gonna get another episode like this. This is the last episode like this. And one of the things that they mentioned on the wind down, and I know we can get ready to wind down in a minute too, was that
Mm-hmm.
this is the first time we've walked through Issa's apartment.
Yep.
We got to really like get the
See it.
flow
Yep.
of the apartment, and this is the very first time we did that. And I feel like that was also emotional too because it's like this is our first
Yeah.
and our last time walking through her apartment, and now we got to see Nathan next week. What are your predictions for the next episode? What's gonna happen?
I think that she's gonna realize that Nathan is not the one for her, and I think she's gonna feel awful about it, and I think she's gonna break up with him. At least that's what I hope happens. I'm not really sure what's going on with Molly and Kelly. It looks like she's trying to help her parents like set up their, will. Looks like so. I mean, I guess it's gonna be some serious mixed with some silly. Same thing with this episode. I think they're just trying to really give us like close out all those, like put the nail in each coffin, give us some closure with everybody. But I do think that this is gonna be the episode that Issa does realize that Nathan's not the one. That's my big prediction.
So her prediction is a breakup between Nathan and Issa. My prediction for this upcoming episode is that we are going to see the conclusion of Molly and her coworker. Either it's going to come to a head or it's going to end. I don't think they're going
Mhm.
to drag that along. And I think when it comes to Issa, I I want the prediction to be that she leaves Nathan, but I think that they're gonna have trouble. My prediction is trouble in their relationship, trouble in
Mhm.
paradise with him living with her. Cause you don't know a person.
But is he living with her or is he just like always there? And it was like a joke between them. It's like, you're always here. It's like you're basically living here. And he's like, yeah, because your sheets are nicer. You know what I mean? Like, so does he live there or is he just kind of like always there?
Crashing. I think he's crashing, but I think he's slowly but surely because she was
Trying
like,
to
it
move
seemed
himself
like
in.
we live here now. Like she made that sarcastic remark. So I feel like he's overstepping, he's overstaying his welcome.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know a person, even though he don't live there, he's staying there a lot. You don't know a person until you got to live with a person.
Yep. And remember, he does have, bipolar. He's manic, bipolar. So those are other
Yeah,
things that she hasn't really had a chance to deal with in terms of living together.
you're right. I wasn't even thinking about that. That's a great point. When what happens when he goes through those episodes of
Episodes.
mania and
Mm-hmm.
depression. Like, what happens?
Can
You're
she handle it?
right.
This is Issa we're talking about.
No,
You
no.
know,
Or maybe
I
that's her growth. Maybe that's the growth of Issa. I don't know. We'll see.
I want people to stop trying so hard to be in relationships with people. We try so hard to make the shoe fit when it doesn't.
True. Very, very true.
I'm feeling real philosophical right now.
Very, very, very true. That's very true. But I think that we'll see what happens with this. I'm hoping she does break up with Nathan, though. But since we are at the end, we have wind down. How can people follow you on your brand new podcast, Queen Talks?
Yes, please. You can check out Queen Talks on iCarQueen.com or any of your major podcast stations. You can also follow me on iCarQueen on IG or Nira_Muhammad and all that stuff. Yeah, that's where you can find me.
Awesome. Awesome sauceum. And you can find me on Maps Media. Okay. All of it's there. Millennials Anonymous, which just dropped another episode. You can follow me on Maps Media. It's just easier, or at least Winnie on IG. So we will be back again. We only have 3 episodes
Three
left.
more.
And then
More.
it's done. So make sure you come back again. All right. Peace.
Peace.